Alright, so I have several things, so I might end up breaking this up into two segments. But if you look, get off this squeaky chair. If you look up people trying to make the Sega Model 2 and the Sega Model 3 emulators, standalone emulators, work and load through anything like this. I use the Emulation-Station desktop. But if you use Launchbox, if you use any of those, then you will see that trying to launch them through is extremely difficult. So some of you may be like, hey, I got this to work a long time ago, whatever. But what I have seen, so if you look at it, people, I assure you, lots of people have issues trying to figure out what this, like the start directory. Yes, you can put C: whatever, then the emulator, then the base name, and it just doesn't work out. So other people have made bat files. Bat files are an older version of a way to make commands come through. So what I did is I've kind of just used a modern version of it, and it's, so I'm using PowerShell and then the ROM. So what I do is I make a PowerShell file, which I had originally up here a second ago. Here we go. And what you can do is test your files even line by line. But one of the issues with both the Model 2 and Model 3 is that the command, at least in one of the GUI interfaces, will launch the command, but you're not sure if it's not launching it from within the folder that the emulator exe is located in. So it will not be able to find the config file that's loaded in here. So here's the Model 3. I'm going to go to emulators and then Model 3. And so this supermodel.exe file is looking for the config folder and then 99 here. But when you load it from here, it works fine. If you load it from inside Emulation Station and Launchbox and Retrobat and any of those, then it doesn't do it. So one of the ways to test it here is that I'm in the folder at the moment. So what I have the first thing doing is basically just going to the folder cd and then es-de/emulators in the Model 3 folder, and then from there, when it launches it, it finds the ini file. From the standpoint of the games, they don't even want to be pointed to the zip file. They just want the name of the game, M2 folder. Okay, so I want to type in emulators, and so just the PowerShell script has become more like what you see in Linux, because you can hit // and then your .sh file or whatever it might be, and it'll launch it. So that's what this does now. So / emulator.exe, and then I type in Daytona, and you don't put the zip file, because what I did in this case is you'll see that there's an ini file here. In the ini file, it knows where to look at for the Model 2 files, which is over here in the norm, which is es-de/roms Model 2. Now, obviously, you can put those wherever you want, wherever your stuff is. You just have to put that in the ini file to point there. So when I type in this command, just emulator.exe/Daytona, then it will launch the actual game. If I hit Alt-Enter, it'll put us at full screen. I can turn on my controller, that's Bluetooth, and so oh, that's right.
Gentlemen, start your engines.
this gives you an idea how good it looks and how it plays and stuff. And so, alright, so I'm going to hit escape, and it'll bring you down to here, and then let's hit the plus sign. We can figure out how to exit it differently. Whatever, right? So I launched that from an exe command. So up here, instead of this command, we'll type emulator.exe, and it'd be just like we did up there. As you can see, what I'm doing inside of the PowerShell script for the emulation station is that over here I'm telling it to run the PowerShell command, and then the ROM is pointing to this PowerShell script. This is what shows up inside the folder for the Model 2 folders. So here's the actual game, here's the actual file that Emulation Station is looking for and looking at. So it goes in here and it says, okay, switch directory and run this command with this shortcut. Now each one is going to be unique, so I made all of the files have their own script file. And if I say open with this, it'll show you that it's CD, and then it's going to this folder, and then it's typing emulator and the BEL for that particular game, because that's the name of the zip file. But you don't put .zip, you just put just BEL. That's how the Model 2 one works. On the Model 3 one, I have the ROMs are not in the standard ROMs / Model 3 folder. They're actually in the Model 3 folder under emulators. So what I'll show you here is that here is the directory structure for emulators.model3, because you want to keep it as structured as possible in most cases. And then there's a ROMs folder here, and here they are. So what I do is I tell the command to go to this folder where the emulator is, run the emulator, hit ROMs, which is in the same folder I'm already in, and then the name of the zip file. Whether or not you guys think that's cool, great. I haven't made the whole list of these yet, but I'm also using some AI like ChatGPT to help with copy and paste, and then making it get to, where am I so off center? Oh, because I screwed it back. Alright, so let's scoot back here, right here, put this back to center. Yeah, that looks good. Alright, cool. So if I go over to Model 2, here's this. So what was that? It's a shortcut. Let me look at the metadata. So this is bel.ps1. So the PS1 is PowerShell script. So now let's just say I want to pick Fighting Vipers. I haven't turned on the full screen yet. That I just have to put that in there. It won't be a big deal. I'll wait for it to get past the. No, there we go. Hit Alt Enter. Now we're full screen. Let's see, what's it? One player. Okay, cool.
Great. Round 1. Let the action begin. Go!
Alright, so nothing. So I hit escape and then use the mouse to close it. And they are launching out of this menu. It not only closes the command, the PowerShell that I've written, it closes it in the background when I exit out of the game itself, or the emulator itself actually. Under here, I only have this test one I did, but I also have, this is Model 3. It's loading from a PowerShell script. There's the script. It's going to run full screen. Because I put the dash full screen in there. But what I figured out is I need to, okay. And if I hit escape on the Model 3s, they immediately exit. I don't have to like use the mouse to exit out of the, so what I have to do is figure out if the Model 2 can do the same thing. If in the emulator somewhere I can tell it to, when I hit escape, it just exits the emulator and the game. So minimize that. And so no, here we want number 2. If you've looked at this, this is what the emulator looks like. There's full screen. When I do it, it goes to the highest setting, which is 1280 by 1024. Audio is enabled. There's not a ton of options here. And I can tell it to switch full screen automatically. I think that's what we want here. Wait, it's auto switch right here, sorry. So now, if I go into Emulation Station, remember I had to hit Alt Enter earlier to do it. Now we should be able to start up the same Fighting Vipers game in the Model 2 area. Here. And now it should go to full screen. I was just trying to test them earlier to make sure that they were working, and so we want to make sure. This is a very long menu. Okay. There we go. So when I hit escape, what it does is it goes out to here. So as far as I can tell, I can't. I need to close that before I can go back to the menu here. I'll have to figure out if there is a special way to. So in this particular case, if I go, okay, we're back on the, if I go to Model 3, sorry, I'm going to go to here and show you that if you put dash full screen here, and I haven't done all these yet, the Model 2s have a checkbox that I did in the main emulator, and it does, all of them turn full screen. I haven't created all the PowerShell scripts for this one yet, but they'll have to add this probably full screen feature here. So what I can do is I can just hit, I think I just hit play, and it will want to save it. Oh, well, okay, let's see if that works. Okay, cool. If you've noticed before, the command I was in, oh, that's what I wanted. So what I want to show you is, because I'm running the whole command, then if you look down here, we have changed directories to the Model 3 directory, but before that I was up here in the M2. Is that, yeah, anyway, alright, we're going to hit play. And must be hitting the wrong. Oh, I know what I did. So what I did in the Supermodel file here is that under here I changed this full screen 0, save, close. I'll show you why I'm doing that. Back over here and hit play. Because for some reason when I hit full screen on the Model 3 games without already being in here, now hear the music and the sound effects. The sound wasn't working. The key, I didn't see that. the keyboard, or keyboard, huh. And then hit up. Of course we want. Now this is the Model 3. Now if while I'm driving terribly, I'm going to hit Alt-Enter and show you that the audio goes off. And so I'm trying to figure out why when I use a BAT file, if I use an emulation or a PowerShell script, anything, unless I use the actually I'm not sure how to make it play sound at all because I'm not even loading it through Emulation Station Desktop. However, what we can do is maybe pick a different game, see if that works. So what I did before. Let's see here. I don't think this opens into a menu, does it? No, that's right. But there is a GUI that is a different set of people have programmed for this one. And if there's a different, let me go to temp, and right here, that didn't work. Oh, I guess it was still in here. So what it is, I made a special emulator called right here Model 3 UI, and when you launch this, then you get like a GUI interface. And so full screen checkboxes right here, and if I load the same game we were just playing, where's the regular Daytona? There's Power Edition and the Battle. Let's scroll down. So maybe that's the issue. I don't see the regular one. That's interesting. Okay. That one says, okay, so maybe this is. So if I go down here and hit load ROM, not only is it going to run it in a command prompt, and then pull it up, it'll have sound. Controls working. My thumb used to. I'm at the highest resolution. It looks really good. It plays amazingly fast. Maybe too fast. I don't know. Anyway, hit escape. I think it's because this GPU multi-thread, maybe. Multi-thread. I don't know. It makes it run really fast. Controls, sound, video. Oh, looks like I can make it even have a higher resolution. Regardless, there's that GUI interface, which I don't know how I would launch stuff through this unless I can go, say, copy this, go to CD, VR, Sega, yes, and then Daytona. Oh, and then oh, I know what it is, sorry. ROMs slash then there. So I can hit down. Alright. And that didn't work either. So since this is like a GUI interface, I don't think it works the same. unexpected token. I just wonder if I just hit this. It doesn't even run that. Okay, there we go. So I need single quotes, not double, and then space, ROMs / Daytona 2 and enter. But didn't really load the ROM, it just loaded this, and then I'd have to select it. So it doesn't exactly. But if I type in super, no, not super. Well, yeah. Super model.exe space ROMs / Daytona 2. Ah, it actually just got the music. Cool. Alright, well, mine had sort of a eureka moment there. Cool. Alright. Oops, whatever. Controller still working, sweet. Well, if you want to be a fast game, alright, cool. So let's hit escape. And looks like that's helpful. Cool. Alright, we'll go from there and see if we can find I don't know if I want to continue boring you guys with such figuring everything out. So what I can do anyway is tell it to run that exact command from this folder instead of the old folder. I just need to add the UI at the end. So if I type in UI, I'm changing the one that's in the folder, okay. And then I hit down here, I just want to hit Control C. Okay, and hit save. What I want to do is go in here. See if we launch that same game, Daytona 2, from the other folder, and see if it launches with sound and full screen. That'd be cool. Okay, yes, full screen. And be cool if the controllers work too. Yep, awesome. Alright, so we got that part figured out. Nice, okay. I'm super happy with that. So anyway, when I get done with these PowerShell scripts, I'm just gonna like have it to where I guess you guys can get them in some way or another. And if you guys want to make, now the guys with the ESDE, they don't like for you to change in the system config file, the XML file for the systems. They don't like for you to edit in there under special circumstances like I'm changing here. So what I will do is show you how to put this into the there's a customs folder that's under here. I think you have to go back in here and then custom system. So what's weird is that they're like, hey, don't use the main XML file, but they don't give you an XML file that should be in here that's just blank, just a default customs thing that you can copy. That just makes no sense. They're like, yeah, use that, and you're like, make it from scratch. Who knows how to do that? Like, who knows how to go into here and make this function? You have to create this and copy it. Like, no one knows how to make these, and so anyway, I'll make one, and we'll go from there, and then you guys can just copy it, put it in there, copy over your original. I don't know. I try to make things simple, and I want people to truly understand. Some of the guys who make emulators and GUI interfaces and do programming, like, they see it all the time every day, so it's easy for them. They just see it. It works. It's great, and they're like, everybody else should understand this, but that's definitely not the case. So I just want to show some real stuff about PowerShell scripts, but I made what I think you guys really might be interested in, is that the entire, there's a video on Emulation Station desktop. I'm going to Google ES-DE, and then if you go over here and you click, I want to installation, you're going to see there's a video here for the Windows, right? Everything in this video, except for one little minor thing, I automated. I made a PowerShell that goes out to and downloads Arch64. It downloads the emulation station. It installs them. It downloads the libraries you need. Whatever .NET frameworks. It downloads all that, installs it, and it works. It puts the folders on your C drive, but you can edit the script if you'd like for them to be somewhere else. And it downloads everything you need, including, you can go into the script, and I had it to where it downloaded the PlayStation 2 most recent emulator, and the PC SX2, and then I also had it download, I think, the Dolphin emulator. But if you've ever seen, I'm just going to mute it, if you see all this, see how it tells you all this stuff? It says, hey, go download these things. Here's RetroArch, here's the Emulation Station, and it shows you how to install it. You don't have to touch anything. My PowerShell script does all this for you, all the way through, with the exception of adding the this right here. I tell it to do the path environment variable, but I can't get it to stay in here. When you reboot, it's gone. So anyway, this right here you'll have to manually do. It's a copy and paste, a few seconds of RetroArch and where it's at, and then when you hit apply, okay, and then next time you reboot, that's in there. But all this is automated, and then of course you can manually install those. That's normal. Anyway, I will make another video showing a blank computer. I've been building these B-Links. This is my fourth one for someone. They wanted a little more inexpensive one. So this is a Ryzen 5 version with 500 gig drive, and yeah, I mean, we will have everything, for the most part, everything they want on it. We'll make another video on that. Thanks.